Hey guys, welcome back. It's Slacker here with the second video of our weekend for Madden Sim. Basically, the first one, if you saw it, was the Saturday matchups for the playoffs for NFL. I figured it'd be fun to do a little sim of the matchups and see what Madden come up with for who goes on and whose season's done. This is the second day. This is the Sunday games that I'm going to be playing. So the first one is Jacksonville and Pittsburgh. So basically what I think of this is that Pittsburgh is basically going to run away with this. Their offense is just way too powerful. Antonio Brown does things like that in real life. So I don't think Pitt's going to have any issue with the Jacksonville defense. I know the defense of Jacksonville has been strong and steady all year, but I just don't think they have the offensive firepower to stay with Pittsburgh all day. Bortles isn't your top tier quarterback. He's been good enough to get by, especially with Leonard Fournette having a great year. But I don't think they're going to be able to pull this one off. Madden basically thought the same. The Pittsburgh really runs away with this. They start with 2 early field goals. Jacksonville tries to kick a field goal, and I believe they miss this one. Nope, they got that one. So, Pittsburgh comes down the field. Obviously, Martavis Bryant has to be involved some way, somehow. After Ben Roethlisberger gets sacked, they're down on the 3rd and goal. But don't worry, because Martavis Bryant's there for the touchdown catch. So basically, this is pretty much going just the way I figured it would. I figured Pittsburgh would be up at least by 10, maybe 14 at halftime. There's just, with Le'Veon Bell playing the way he is. Now, I don't expect Ben Roethlisberger to do this, but if he does, props to him, because this is an amazing run. And even on the next play, he tries to do the same thing in the pocket. Doesn't quite get as far, but it's pretty impressive. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger can probably do that in real life. It's not very often he does, but he probably could. He's a big dude. So here Big Ben tries to do it again and can't get into the end zone. And last but not least, Le'Veon Bell gets his touchdown carry, which I expect, him to do that too. He broke a couple tackles, so this is actually a pretty impressive run, but it's pretty much just Le'Veon being Le'Veon. So the game does a really good job of being realistic with each player. I feel like Big Ben would be probably the only quarterback that would be able to stiff arm people like he is. Le'Veon Bell is a great running back who can just run over people. So I feel like they do a pretty good job. This is where Jacksonville misses their field goal to try to get up to 2 touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell pretty much just takes it over now. This is, Le'Veon being Le'Veon. Wouldn't expect anything less if he did that in the game. He's definitely top tier, if not the best running back. There's been a lot of rookies this year that have really stepped up. The only thing Pittsburgh has to worry about is stuff like that, Big Ben throwing picks, because that Jacksonville defense will get interceptions, will get fumbles. In this Madden game, they get 2 or 3. They get, I think, 2 picks and a fumble. And, I mean, they'll do that in real life, but I don't think their offense is powerful enough to stay with Pittsburgh all day. Even if they go into halftime and, Jacksonville's up, I wouldn't expect them to be up in the end. Here's Le'Veon with another touchdown. Even though he fumbled out of bounds, I went back, looked at the replay, and he crossed the line. So if you think, if you watched the first games on Saturday, and you thought that they were pretty spot on for what would really happen, here's Leonard Fournette finally getting his big rush of the day. Pittsburgh actually held him pretty good all day. I think up until then he had maybe 40 yards rushing on like 19 carries. Unfortunately, Bortles can't get in the end zone. You saw his passing stats, 18 for 32, which is bad. So Madden thought Pittsburgh would definitely take this. I would have to agree with them. They have them by 21 points. I would say 21 points is probably pretty good. I wouldn't go much higher. I don't expect it to be like a 10-point game either. But, Tomlin, he knows how to coach. And Pittsburgh, even though they started out pretty bad this year, They've definitely turned it around, and they've just been torching everyone that it seems like they play. So if you watched the first games on Saturday and you thought they were pretty cool, pretty spot on, please let me know in the comments down below. I was trying to think forward, trying to play off Madden and try to put my own input into it. If you don't like my input, just let me know and I could take that out of videos. That's not an issue. So the second game on Sunday evening, later game is going to be the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. This is actually probably the most intriguing matchup to me. I think this will be the closest game. I think it'll come down to how well the defenses play. Minnesota's offense isn't as great. New Orleans' defense isn't as great. However, you got the New Orleans offense that's really, really stout, and then you got Minnesota's defense, which is top 3 in the league. So I think it'll definitely be a defensive-minded game. Madden kind of saw it that way, kind of didn't. I was actually kind of surprised how this game finally played out. New Orleans took the early lead, which I expected them to, put points up early. And then here comes Minnesota driving back. I'm not sure Keenum will ever play this good, but Rudolph can definitely do this if given the chance. This is probably the most impressive thing I've seen a tight end do on this game, and I've played a lot of Madden games. And to just run through someone and get all the way down in the end zone without somebody catching you as a tight end, that's impressive. Also, Keenum does like throwing to Rudolph. He likes throwing short routes, I feel like. Thielen and Stephon Diggs definitely benefit from that. Here's Diggs right now. On a 3rd and 19, you don't expect someone to drop a gameplay for that. But they get to 3rd and 19. I don't think they got anything out of the drive that time. Right here is pretty bad luck for New Orleans. I feel like he actually got the safety. I don't think the ball ever got out of the end zone. Looking at the replay, it didn't look like it. But again, it's a computer game. Madden's going to interpret it however it wants, not by what a human sees. So kind of miss out, but they do take advantage of the punt, and they come down and score with Mark Ingram. One thing they didn't do in this game is they didn't use Alvin Kamara the way the Saints use them. So it's kind of hard to say at the end of this game that, the Saints would have scored more or the Saints wouldn't have scored more because Alvin Kamara didn't play like he normally does in real life on the game. So however, it would be almost impossible for Madden to try to replicate two stud running back just because of the way they sub out and the way they play. Minnesota is putting on some extra points here. They go up 14 to begin the half. So they're on a roll, and it just doesn't seem like New Orleans ever able to come back in this game. Watching it, Breeze just starts throwing it around instead of trying the run game. I feel like the Saints this year, the reason they've made it to the playoffs is because the run game has been different from years past. Drew Brees isn't running around in the pocket, lobbing passes like Keenum is here. Don't know how on a 3rd and 8 you can get a 30-yard pass down the field, but Minnesota got it, adding on points. Here's Minnesota again, adding on points. Rudolph just absolutely teed off. He could not be tackled today. I think he ended up with over 100 yards and I think 7 receptions or something like that. So he had a good game. I wouldn't expect anything less. I don't expect Keenum to be doing this in real life. So I'm not sure if Madden quite hit how Minnesota played, and there he just runs into the stands and never comes back. However, Saints had a chance to score in this, but they got down to, I believe, the 1-yard line there, and they just couldn't ever get it in. They went for it on 4th. Or actually, I think he fumbled here on 2nd down. Drew Brees gets tackled, sack fumbled. Yeah, they're trying to screen pass there and couldn't get it off. So in Madden, New Orleans had chances to come back. They just didn't seem to get the benefits. There was that. There was a safety. However, they didn't take advantage of it, and it looks like the Vikings win 34-13. In real life, I don't really see this happening like this. I see this being a 24-21 game or a 27-24 game. I think it'll come down to a field goal. So if I had to pick, I would pick probably the Saints, just because I feel like their defense will do enough to propel their offense, and I think their offense is just too stout this year for the Minnesota defense to hold them. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see my future videos. I will be doing some MLB videos in March when MLB is released. I also have FIFA, so I'll probably be doing some FIFA videos. If you like FIFA, please subscribe. I will also be posting more Madden videos soon, probably next weekend. I will have those games up as well. I'm also wanting to do something special for the Super Bowl. Not sure quite yet what I want to do with that, but I'm hoping it'll be pretty cool. Until my next video, stay slacking.